let's break down what's really happening. Okay, so what's the big move exactly? Well, with the brand new iPhone 17 lineup, Apple is officially ditching the physical SIM tray in a whole bunch of key countries. They're basically forcing a massive shift over to something called eSIM technology.
But hang on. Before we jump into the good, the bad, and the kinda ugly, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What in the world is an eSIM, and why is Apple going all in on it?
So, in the simplest terms, an eSIM is just a digital SIM. It's a tiny chip that's already soldered right onto your phone's motherboard. You can't take it out, you can't lose it. Instead of messing with a physical card, you get your phone number up and running completely through software.
And the whole process is designed to be ridiculously simple. You just dive into your settings, maybe you scan a QR code that your carrier emails you, and bam, your phone plan is live. The whole idea is to make those little plastic cards a thing of the past.
All right, so the tech itself sounds pretty simple, but this is where the story starts to get complicated. Because this move has some major upsides, for sure, but it also comes with some serious drawbacks that have a lot of people, well, pretty concerned.
Let's start with the good stuff. For Apple, getting rid of that slot means they can free up precious room inside the phone for, say, a bigger battery or a better camera. It also makes the phone more water resistant. And for us, the promise is pure convenience. Imagine switching carriers in just a few taps, or landing in a foreign country and activating a local data plan before you even get off the plane.
That all sounds pretty great on paper, doesn't it? But, the real world is a bit messier, and this transition isn't exactly seamless for everyone.
And here's the reality check. What if your shiny new iPhone breaks and you need to use an old backup phone? You can't just pop your SIM card out anymore. You actually have to call your carrier. And what if you travel somewhere off the beaten path where carriers don't support eSIM yet? That expensive phone in your pocket could become a very fancy brick, unable to connect to any network.
Now, Apple isn't clueless. They know these problems exist. And that's exactly why they're not just flipping a switch and making this a worldwide change all at once. The way they're rolling this out is actually very strategic, and it all depends on where you buy your phone.
So check this out. If you're in a big market like the US or Canada, your new iPhone 17 is going to be eSIM only. No choice. But in places like Europe and Australia, they're playing it safer. You get a hybrid model with both eSIM and a physical tray. And in China, where eSIM support is still lagging, they're sticking with the old-school physical SIM for now.
But, and this is the real kicker, this is where we see Apple's true endgame. The new iPhone 17 Air model, it's reportedly launching as eSIM only, worldwide. No exceptions. This is Apple's way of drawing a line in the sand. It's a power move, designed to force carriers all over the world to get on board with eSIM or risk getting left behind.
And when you zoom out, you start to realize this isn't really about a SIM card at all. It's the next logical chapter in a much bigger story that Apple has been writing for years. I mean, just think about the pattern. Back in 2016, the headphone jack vanished. In 2020, the charging brick disappeared from the box. Now, the SIM tray is getting the boot. Apple is methodically sealing up the iPhone, removing every single physical port and opening, one by one. And this quote just nails it. This is the vision. Apple is marching toward a perfectly seamless, portless device. Just a solid piece of glass and metal where everything from charging to your cell service is handled wirelessly and controlled completely by their software. So it all comes down to this, doesn't it? On one hand, you have the promise of convenience, and on the other, the reality of giving up a little bit of control. Knowing the benefits, the drawbacks, in this portless future that we're heading towards, where do you stand? Are you ready to go all in on the all-digital eSIM life? Or does losing that tiny piece of plastic feel like you're losing a little piece of freedom?